This is our town, the place we call home.
Welcome to This Is Our Town with Jeff Yorkie, a local public affairs presentation on MonroeCountyRadio.com.
Welcome to This Is Our Town. I'm Michelle Pallad, the founder of Monroe County Radio, in for Jeff Yorkie today. And with me, the legendary among pet owners. Her name is Sheri. You might have heard of her. She has a business. It's called Sheri's Dog Grooming. Sheri, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate the invite.
Well, you are very much, I would want to say, the best groomer in Monroe County. In fact, I think I heard something that you were voted that not once, not twice, 3 times.
That is correct, yes. We have been voted number 1 in the area by the community for 3 years running.
I have to ask, we all take different paths to get where we are today. How did you start your business?
Well, years ago, I had a dog, and I took her to the groomer, and I thought she looked terrible. So I went and bought a pair of clippers on my own, and I worked on her, and she looked much better. Then there came a time where I was no longer available to work at my current job, so I decided to go to dog grooming school. I wanted to be able to be at home with my kids, work at home, and to have a home business so I could be with them. My kids have been ill as they've been growing up. They all have asthma, so I thought it would be a great opportunity to work at home and still be with the children.
That is fabulous. You have very lucky children. And you're very lucky to have children that are fabulous.
I'm very lucky. I'm very blessed. I have 4 wonderful, wonderful kids and a new granddaughter.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So you started out at home. When I moved back to Monroe in 2010, I saw this big sign, Sheri's Dog Grooming. I'm like, I'm going to have to check that out. How did you get to where you are today?
Well, I went to dog grooming school in 2002. I started working out of my home in 2003. It was a slow start, as starting a new business would be for anyone. After about 8 years, we grew out of our space at home, so we decided to look for a business setting. We looked around for a while. We considered buying a house and revamping to make more of a home environment. We ended up choosing a small place in a plaza that already has a barbershop and a hair salon, so we fit right in.
Well, sure. You need your hair done, your hair cut, take Fido, and everybody looks great after a short period of time. I had the honor of being in your shop a couple weeks ago. One of my neighbors, his dog Lola, has, come to Sheri's quite a few times. And I want to tell you, I stepped in there, and it is so beautiful.
Oh, thank you very much. We've done some remodeling recently. We're trying to continually update, keep everything maintenance and new equipment. We're only as good as our equipment. That's my motto. So we're trying to keep everything as updated as possible and bring a home environment to our clients as well as the dogs.
Well, I know, Lola came in and she acted like she owned the place, Cocker Spaniels. I had one of those.
Yes.
They, Anyway, but to walk in and see the flooring and to see, I have a dog that has a more impressive wardrobe than I do. She probably has 30 T-shirts, But to see everything you offered, it was like, holy crow, we could just go shopping at Sheri's.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Our merchandise selection has diminished a bit. We have a lot of grooming supplies, items, combs, brushes, shampoos, things like that. And I do some artwork on the side. So I am going to have that available for sale as well in the near future.
Okay, tell me a little bit more about this artwork. What kind of artwork is it?
I do quilling, which is an art where you use paper and you roll them in different shapes and make different 3D pictures. There's all kinds of neat things that you can do with that. And I recently started working with recycled wood. So I'm combining those two and trying to find a way to make gifts that would appeal to dog owners.
Well, there's a lot to choose from because we dog owners have hearts out to here.
Yes, we do.
When we talk about our little ones, tell me about your pets.
I have 2 dogs at home. One is a Shar-Pei mix. He's about 8 years old. The other is a hound mix, and she's about 90 pounds. She's getting up there, but we always say that she has 2 speeds, slow and off. Great dogs, great with my kids, great with the family. Between my kids and my dogs, they're my world.
When someone calls and makes an appointment, they come in, and if they are new to you, you probably can sense that little, well, should I linger? Should I hover? Can I be a helicopter parent? That kind of thing. What advice would you give someone who is coming in for the first time and their little 4-legged or big 4-legged child, and you just seem so easy to talk with. Obviously, we're just chatting away here.
Oh, thank you.
What do you think they're going through, and how do you address that?
I know it's difficult to leave your pet because it is like your children. It's difficult to leave them with a groomer or a boarding facility, anything like that. But my advice would be to ask as many questions as you possibly can. If you have anything on your mind whatsoever, don't hold back. Just ask. We'll have an answer for you. If we don't have an answer, we'll find an answer. But definitely, I want everyone to feel at ease when they leave our establishment. We treat all the animals as if they're our own. We're family owned and operated and have been since day one. I hold my staff to very high standards. Compassion and care for the dogs is number one. And I strive for that daily, and I accept nothing less for my staff.
That is fabulous. Now, this might be an odd question. Some people just like the standard haircut. Other people like their dog to express themselves. What are some things that you've been asked to design or cut or possibly color or in a pet?
We have had requests for nail painting, which we used to do, but we found out that it makes a big mess, so we no longer do that. I've done many mohawks. We do lion cuts where the whole dog is trimmed short except for a mane and a little tip on the tail. We have, with different mixed breeds, have them trimmed like a totally different breed.
Oh, my goodness.
So it's interesting. We never know what we're going to be asked to do.
Well, I think that would be kind of fun and, in a way, a positive kind of challenge.
It is a lot of fun.
You and your groomer.
It is a lot of fun. When dogs come into us, sometimes they're not in the best condition. They could be matted, dirty, but that's what we're here for. And to see the transformation, the different trims that we can do, the different shampoos. We have a blueberry facial as a whitener, which is wonderful. It smells amazing. There's just so many things that we can do to spruce them up, and they go home looking like a different baby sometimes.
That is fabulous. You don't do those on people.
No, I did have a customer ask for one today, though.
Doggone it. Now, how long have you been at your current location? Is that you've been there since you moved your business?
We moved there in 2011, and we have grown significantly since then. So we're pretty much at capacity as far as appointments go. We're going through a transition with our staff right now, and I am looking for a couple people. Our hours will be changing soon based on the availability of my staff. But we are open 5 days a week. So we can accommodate most people, most work schedules. We're pretty flexible. We like to try to fit into most people's schedule because I know work is tough to get your own hair done, let alone your dog.
I can attest to that. Just talking with you right now and the way you talk, you have a gleam in your eye when you talk about those animals.
Well, thank you.
Now, I have a grand cat who's probably, well, he came 28 pounds. I mean, he's got a little sway going.
That's a
there.
big boy.
Yeah, a very big boy. His name is Z-Bert. Z-Bert, Grandma does love you, even though I'm allergic to you. Anyway, do you do other pets?
We trim nails on most animals. We used to groom cats, but most of my staff is allergic to cats, so we no longer groom them, but we do nail trims on birds, guinea pigs, cats, any dog breed. We do not discriminate, all sizes, all shapes, all ages. We never know what's going to come through our door.
I know I can see the passion in your eye and your focus about what you do, but what to the average person sets you apart from anyone else who may dabble in, dog grooming or something like that? I can see your passion, but what really sets you apart from others in the market?
I think our deep compassion for the animals, the more we see, the more we experience, just makes that compassion even deeper. We see a lot, we hear a lot, some sad stories, some wonderful stories, but to be a part of their lives and possibly help in some way, that makes it all worth it. We have found over the years many health issues that a vet would not necessarily notice. They see a dog once or twice a year. When we groom a dog, we touch them everywhere, head to toe, ears, legs, everything. So we feel things, we see things that possibly an owner wouldn't even necessarily notice. We've discovered cancers, ulcers, eye issues, ear issues. We saw a dog today that had an open wound on his foot, and the owner wasn't aware. So there's a lot of ways that we're able to help that possibly another establishment may not pay attention.
That's wonderful, and it truly is your calling. Because sometimes an owner is in a hurry. I mean, of course, they love their pet and, they want them to feel better after they're groomed and all that stuff. I heard from Becky, who works for us here at Monroe County Radio, that you have a little niche. You do something for pets who might be frightened or may not be as thrilled to be at the groomer, or pets that might have a little health condition. Can you tell us about it?
Absolutely. There is one day a week that we are open where no other dogs are around. We groom them one-on-one. Dogs that have health issues need extra support, possibly need their owner with them to calm their anxiety, may need help holding them up. Anything that will make their experience less traumatic, full of anxiety, anything that we can do to make their experience better, we try to provide that. So that day that we are generally closed and we bring in someone to work with them one-on-one, definitely makes a big difference. And a lot of people are very interested in that. Even those that aren't necessarily full of anxiety like the one-on-one attention, and I'm happy to provide that. Anything that will make the dog's experience better, the owner happier. We deal with a lot of elderly, dogs with health issues, anxiety, aggression. There are dogs that cannot be around other dogs, so it's a service that I can provide that makes their experience so much more pleasant, and it takes the fear away.
I have had dogs, historically that, they see that they're, there was one in Nashville that, they went to the groomer and every brake was on.
We see that a lot.
And, you're picking up this 45-pound, border collie and, and, they need their nails trimmed, especially between their toes, the ears. But how do you must have a special way to communicate with the pet. And I'm not saying a different language, but obviously just your body language, and you understand that they're frightened.
I believe that they feel what we feel. If an owner comes in with anxiety, the dog will feel anxiety. When we take a dog back, we're loving, compassionate. We pet them. We love on them. We give them hugs and kisses. And it seems to help a lot. It calms them right down. They feel our sincerity, and it calms them most often completely. Those that do struggle with that, we do work in a team environment. So we will have a second or a third or fourth person come over, pet the head, pet the butt, speak, soft words, sing a song, whatever it takes to help them feel better, even if it's just for a nail trim, anything that makes them feel better. We don't want anyone to come in afraid, put the brakes on. We try to stifle that as much as possible and make them realize that it's not a bad thing. The experience should be pleasant. And I want them to feel comfortable to come back.
I want to say that you're the female Dr. Doolittle of animals here in Monroe County.
Oh, thank you.
Unbelievable that someone has committed their life. It started out at home, and it's grown and grown and grown, and you have the best reputation in town.
Oh, thank you very much.
Please tell our listeners where you're located, your hours, and how they can get a hold of you.
Okay. Our address is 675 Cooper in Monroe. We are kind of in a weird spot. Our address is on Cooper because our driveway is on Cooper, but our building faces 7th Street, just off of Telegraph by the railroad tracks. We are open Monday through Friday, with Wednesdays being the exception, which is for special needs. And that, again, is a private appointment, which all our appointments need to be scheduled. We have a rotating schedule. Our goal is to not have a dog sit in a kennel. We will have a dog come in, bathe, get their hair cut, and we like to send them home within a couple hours to reduce that anxiety level. We don't want anybody sitting around. So we're on a rotating schedule, and one goes home, one comes in. Mondays and Thursdays, we're open 8:30 to 5. Tuesdays and Fridays, we work a little bit later to accommodate work schedules, 8:30 to 7, and Saturday is 9 to 3. We are closed generally the first Saturday of the month to give my employees a day off. And we are open most of the rest of the Saturdays, with the exception of some schedule changes coming.
Tell people how they can find you online.
We have a Facebook page.
It's a great Facebook page.
Thank you. Thank you. We try to post as many pictures as possible, any notices, any important things that we would like to let our clients know. We also, you can find us on Google, Yelp, any of those.
What's your phone number, though?
Our phone number is 734-457-0755. I have exceptional people answering the phones. They can answer any questions that you have. And we just need some minimal information when you call to make an appointment. The catch is, however, we do ask that every dog that comes in is updated on the rabies vaccination.
Well, that's very important.
Yeah, we want to keep everyone safe, everyone's dog safe. So that's the best environment we can give them.
Well, Sheri, I want to thank you for coming in today. You did spectacular. You did a great job.
Thanks for having me.
And you are the ambassador for all of our pets, the unspoken hero that can take someone a little shaggy and a little smelly and long nails and transform them into those cute little cuddly pups that they are.
Thank you. It's a very rewarding job.
I can imagine. That's another edition of This Is Our Town. I'm Michelle Pallid, and we'll be back next week.
Join us every Sunday at noon and Tuesday at 7 p.m. for another edition of This Is Our Town with Jeff Yorkie, a local public affairs presentation of MonroeCountyRadio.com.
This is our town, the place we call home.